Alright, what's going on, everyone? We're going to start the descent into Chicago here in the Magknight 787. We have flown a total of 9 hours, 25 minutes. We are just over the state of Michigan, about to arrive in O'Hare. Looks like O'Hare's still landing the east runways. So this is going to be pretty convenient for us. We got about 11 miles of descent, so just going to button some things up here. We're going to land on 27 left, so we're going to come down here to our nav radio page to put the ILS information in. So your localizer frequency, for our localizer frequency today is 110.5, and the course is 273. You're going to put the localizer and the course in this ILS glide slope box, and then you're going to re-put the course 273 and the course and 273 again, the course. That's all you have to do. We're gonna go back to the progress page. I'm gonna start. I usually sometimes start descent kind of early, so I'm gonna just put it on a 2,000 foot descent. We're gonna go down to well, I don't know, flight plans. It's kind of calling for 257. So we're just gonna descend here to 357. So let's go to 357, which is not bad. 317. We'll just go down to 317. Start at 2,000 foot per minute descent, and then we're just to notify the back that we are descending.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are descending. Seatbelt sign is on. If you happen to be up and about, please return your seat. Keep your seatbelt fastened for the remainder of the flight. On behalf of the flight crew, we appreciate you being with us today. Wish you a very safe and pleasant journey to your final destination. Hope to see you back here with us soon. Thank you.
Alright, sounds good to me. We're gonna back down on this descent. Just actually no, we're not. We're gonna keep it at 2,000 because I had it set wrong. 7, there we go. And then the next one is going to be 291. Some information over here that we already know. We're gonna land on 27 left. Flaps 30. Anti-ice is gonna be wings in the engines. We're gonna do auto brakes too. I just do that standardly until I see the landing distance and then just adjust from there. Looks like there's no kind of air traffic control, so we're gonna be in Unicom today. I already switched over to Unicom. Should be landing in about 15 minutes or so, 16 minutes maybe. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory actually. I don't trust the VNAV, the LNAV actually on this plane. So I just use vertical speed to descend. Actually, I guess I don't use LNAV at all to ascend or descend, because I ascend. I fly the airplane to cruise. But yeah, nothing to do. Only thing to do up here is your seatbelt signs. But other than that, there's nothing really to do. Flaps, not yet. Speed brakes, not yet. None of that stuff yet. We're gonna set this to 291 now, and just wait a second to get there. Yeah. So not too much. Not too crazy. This plane doesn't have 27 center, which is really weird. So we're gonna land on 27 left. 27 right. I would land on 27 right, but that runway is tiny, and I don't feel like messing the landing up. So gonna do vertical speed again, 1,500 feet per minute this time. We'll do 2,000 feet per minute. We did pretty good. I'm gonna keep it on the speed as 288. 280. Just helps us out when we get a little closer to the 10,000 foot mark. And our flight plan, our FMC is calling for 290, so we'll do 290. That's fine. And the plane will speed itself down to get to 290. We're going to be doing the vulgar transition to the ILS 27 left on the Windy 2 arrival into Chicago here. So we'll call that out once we get a little closer, to let any traffic around the Chicago area know what we're doing, which there is no traffic, but you can never get too much practice. We're not going to need this until we get closer to the airport, so we're just going to turn it off for right now. We're gonna go to our next one before it catches up. 236. Flight level 236. So we'll go 236. Perfect. And we can back it down some so we can lose that speed. Looks like we're gonna arrive about 15 minutes early, I guess. Arrival time for 0832 at 100 hours Zulu. Looks like we're gonna arrive. Oh, 0832 actually. I take that back. So we're gonna arrive right on time. Perfect. And then we have let's see. What is the block time? Oh yeah, we're gonna land late. I might arrive to the gate a little late because the on time is 0824 and the end time's 0832. So maybe we can speed up here a little bit and maybe be on time. Let's see. Nothing too spectacular right now. We're just waiting for some different things. We could check our we could check our weather here. Actually, I'll put a link to the weather to the ATIS I use as well. I didn't do that in the other videos, the other video actually. But I'll put a link to the weather, the ATIS website I use. But it's datis.cloud.io. But I'll put a link. Looks like the wind's 220.8, 10 statute mile visibility. The temps is 2 degrees, 2.1. Altimeter is 2996. So I'll put that in right now. I'm not going to put any of the rest of the weather in. We're just a little too far out. Winds will change. I'll have to go back and do it again. So it's best just to leave it the way it is for right now until we get at least 10,000 feet. 2996. That's not too bad, I guess. I'm not gonna do the standby until we actually engage it, which will be in about 8,000 feet or so. Fasten seatbelt signs are staying on for the remainder of the flight. No issues there. 10,000 feet. We'll turn these takeoff lights, runway turnoffs, logo light, things like that. We turn our center fuel pumps off because, as you can see, the center fuel pump is empty. Yeah. So pretty much at this point, we'd be preparing for our arrival, finding out what gate, finding out how we're gonna taxi to the gate. I already know what gate we're gonna arrive to. I kind of arrived to the same gates at the hubs, or try to anyway. We're gonna arrive to gate Mike 21, which is in Terminal 5, the international terminal. So since we're coming from Munich, 135 is the next one, so I'll just prepare it in here. 135. Actually, it's more like 136, not 136. We got a couple miles, like two miles before it starts the turn here. We're in the windy 2 arrival, the 27 left, vulgar transition. There's the turn. We're gonna start our descent at 2,000 foot per minute. And we're gonna keep 290 for right now. We'll have plenty of time to knock the speed down. I'm not even gonna use speed brakes here, because like I said, plenty of time to knock that speed down. Not a bad day to be flying. Early morning arrival. This is it's not really realistic, but I wanted to catch ATC in Munich, and unfortunately they start closing up as I get closer to the runway. I think when we were pushing, the center closed, and then as we were lining up for the runway, the Tracon closed, and the tower closed just as we took off. So, and there was a ground controller on. He got off before we even recorded the video, so it's unfortunate. But it is what it is. So we're direct to Volga now to intercept this ILS 27 left approach. Once we get on that approach, we'll let Unicom know what we're doing, how we're doing it, who we are, things like that. Let Chicago know that we're here. Not too bad at all. No traffic though, so. So it's holding 290 pretty well at 2,000 foot per minute, which is not terrible. Looks like the next one, Norman, is 9,000 foot at or above. What I found in X-plane, especially with the Magknight 787, Zubo 737, whatever your chart says, whatever your FMC says, that says 9,000. If you plan for 10,000, you'll catch the glide slope every time, right away. That's just a rule of thumb, especially in the 737. It's so easy. If you're just 1,000 feet above whatever your chart says, or whatever your FMC says, and you know, just beware, like, your FMC is just going to mimic the chart, right? So just add 1,000 foot to that, and then you got you'll get the glide slope right away. 'Cause sometimes that could be a challenge. 400 feet, and then we're gonna set our altimeters to the local altimeter of Chicago, which is 29096. We're gonna type 29096 in here, 290.906. If you're putting QNH, you don't have to put the point, of course. You just put 10 and whatever the QNH is. We're gonna go ahead and set our altimeters to 29096 for the captain's side, the first officer side, and the standby. Actually, I'm gonna keep it on QNH so it can turn down faster. A little more. 29096, there we go. And we're gonna take the speed down to 280 just for fun. It's not gonna go down right away because we're descending at 2,000 feet per minute, but that's the plan. That's Illinois over there. Cleveland, like maybe this way, maybe right there. Maybe that's Cleveland. I'm not sure. We're right over the lake, getting into a hair here. Not too bad. Not too bad of a flight. We'll hold 13,600 feet. It's really 13,572 feet it's asking for, but yeah, we can't do that. So it's gonna have to take 600 and be happy. Once we get about 10,000 feet, that's when we will use our last cabin announcement, which is the before landing. So pretty much the captain, I believe the captain says prepare for landing, and then the flight attendant comes across and makes an announcement. You know, prepare the cabin for landing announcement to the passengers of the flight. It's actually pretty cool, actually. We'll see that in a second. Just looking at charts here, 27 left. We're going to Mike 21, which is on the terminal, which is east part of the airport, terminal 5. We're going to so this is what I normally do when like I'm waiting for something to do on the airplane. I'm gonna start preparing how my arrival is going to look. So I'm going to say to myself, land 27 left, we're going to exit at maybe like Romeo. We'll taxi, you know, Romeo, Alpha, Victor, or Romeo Alpha, we'll say Lima, Victor 5. Victor 5 entry to the ramp. Especially if there's ATC, you kind of need to know when you get off the runway and you're taxiing to the gate. Sometimes you need to know what your entry is into the ramp, especially like if you're flying into, well, not really flying in, well, maybe I know as a matter for a fact, if you're flying into like Kennedy, and you're flying to that Delta terminal right there by the JetBlue terminal, there's multiple entries to that ramp, including like Golf. I think it's Golf Hotel, Juliet. There's a whole bunch of entries to that ramp. So knowing the entry that that you would like to take to the ramp is good on the controller's part, because he knows where to send you. And when you're flying without a controller, it's good on your part, because you kind of know where you're going when you get on the runway. So we're going to check in ATC here in a minute, just let them know we're turning base for the ILS 27 left approach. As we're turning, I'm not really pressed. We're going to go down to 270 though. Actually, 265. We'll go to 265. And then we're going to call now. Chicago traffic, United 954 heavy, turning base for the ILS 27 left approach right here. Yeah, I kind of made a mistake there. I said Chicago traffic. Chicago could be Midway or O'Hare, I guess. So I should have said O'Hare traffic. But we're going to start our descent. We'll start at 1,000 foot per minute just to see what it looks like. And as we kill this speed off, we're going to be at 10,000 feet very shortly. 10,000 feet, you need to be 250 knots or less. So 1,000 feet wouldn't be too bad. But we're gonna turn it up to 1,500 feet per minute here in a second. We only need to be down to 10,000 actually, and I'll be very, very happy. You know, as you can see, 1,000 feet will technically work by this little green line, but I might still turn it up just to get to the airport. So we are looking at Chicago right now. You'll see the buildings and things very, very shortly. You'll see Midway. Very shortly. Alright, so now we'll turn it up to 1,500 foot per minute to get us a little closer to where we need to be, which is about 10,000 foot. And then if it rides at 10,000 foot for a couple miles, that's totally okay with me. We can even just turn it down to like 13, just to make it smoother ride. About 81 miles to O'Hare, with an 8:33 Zulu arrival. It's 8:27 Zulu, so it's about 6 minutes or so. We'll be on the ground, or should be on the ground. And about 10,000 feet is when I'll do the before landing announcement, and I will go ahead and start the below 10,000 feet checklist. So like another 1,300, another 1,100 foot or so, 1,300 foot or so, I guess. And as we're doing this, we're also like double checking the weather to see if the ATIS changed its information. Sierra right now, 29906, 228, 220.8, 10 statute mile visibility, 2 degrees, 1 degree is the dew point. And now they're saying the ATIS is saying expect 28 right, so we can change. We can sidestep. I think we're far enough out to sidestep 28 right, so we can do that really quick. We're gonna sidestep to 28 right. I'm gonna do it in, you gotta watch this thing, because yeah, it's gonna wanna take you to some crazy place. You don't wanna go to crazy places. We wanna go to stay on the arrival. So I'm just gonna pop this into the flight plan and direct to stay on course here. There we go. Because we're going to be picking up the ILS very, very, very soon here. I'm gonna I need to change it in my in Navigraph. Just give me 1 second. 28 right. It literally just changed. So just give me 1 second to change this in Navigraph. We're going to descend now to, I'm going to do a small descent down to 5,000 because I don't really know what's going on. I do know what's going on, but I'm not gonna do anything crazy though. We'll still get a little ways. Let's see, the ILS 28 right. This is why we check things so frequently. All right, lights going on, logo lights on. We're gonna chime them back there. We're gonna do this. I'll get myself together.
Please prepare the cabin for landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, in preparation for landing, we've turned the seatbelt sign on. Flight attendants will be collecting any remaining service items that you would like to discard. As part of our Eco Skies program, we're committed to recycling aluminum, plastic, and paper, and we'll be coming around to collect these items. Please make sure all carry-on items have been
of course
securely
it's the same, so we don't have to worry
stowed
about
either under
that.
the seat in front of you
We're gonna throw
or in
that
an
on.
overhead compartment. As a reminder, please make sure your personal belongings are clear of the aisle. Let us know if there's
We got a little
anything we
ways
can
to go.
do to help you get ready for landing. You may continue to use your small, lightweight electronic
It's the airport.
devices, but they must be unplugged from the outlet, set to airplane mode, and secured. As a reminder, carry-on items should be securely stowed either under the seat in front of you or in an overhead compartment. Please make sure your seatbelts are fastened, seat backs and tray tables are upright, headrests are lowered, and footrests and video monitors are stowed. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival and be seated.
Okay, so we're at the cabins preparing for the arrival. We're trying to pick up the localizer here. Plane's doing crazy things. When the plane does crazy things, I just take it over and just help it out a little bit, because we all know this plane is not the it is not the golden goose. And I might just take the airplane over here. I don't know. We're going for 28 right, which is on this side of the airport. So I'm just gonna give it back to the airplane to see if it can figure out what's going on here. We're gonna keep our descent going here, so we can pick up that localizer. All right, wind 220 at 8. Tempest 2. We'll do the weights in a second. We're gonna go to the speed for 230. We're gonna go flaps 10 to start off right now. So if the magenta diamond's below the line, you're too high. If it's above the line, you're too low. Left and right. We're gonna do some speed brake here to slow the airplane down a little bit. And we have the localizer. We're just waiting on the glide slope here, which we should get any moment now. We're gonna go 200 for the speed. Kind of messed us up a little bit because they changed those runways on me, and I don't get a notification saying that things have changed. On the missed approach, we'll climb to 1100, make a left-hand turn, left-hand turn, 4000, and then heading 215 to Delta Papa Alpha. And we're just gonna go down a little bit more, so we can try to pick up this localizer here. We're just gonna be really high here. Oh, there it is. There's a glide slope. So when we pick up the glide slope, I'm gonna turn the taxi light on. I'm gonna finish our weight and balance. 381.1. Calculate that. I don't like those numbers. That's too close. I'm gonna do brakes 4. Brakes 3 maybe. I like brakes 3. Brakes 3 is fine with me. Auto brakes on 3. We're gonna go to speed 180. We're gonna keep the speed brakes out. We're gonna go flaps 18. Chicago Air Traffic United 954 heavy on the ILS 28 right approach, Chicago Air. Okay, so the airplane's flying it's flying right now, both vertically and laterally. So we have no wants, no concerns. We're gonna be 4000, and we know we need to be at 215 on the missed approach, so we're just set up for that right now, just in case. 280. We'll put the speed brake away for right now. Let's go 270. We'll go flaps 25. And once we go to flaps 30, we should be putting the gear down and speed brakes armed. So just in a minute here. Numbers look good. I have no concerns. VREF is 147 plus 142 plus 5, which is 147. Nothing to be concerned about as of right now, I think. We're landing very, very shortly. Let's see. Not gonna be too late. It's gonna be like to the gate, maybe 5 minutes late, I guess. No, 3-minute taxi. Maybe 10 minutes late. Not too bad. No, not too bad. 2500 gears going down. Flaps are going to final. Speed brake is armed. We're gonna put speed at 160 because I'm gonna land the plane by hand. So, oh, and the decision height is 851. So we want to go to Barrow. We're gonna go to 851. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 850, 860. We'll do 860. Once you, on the Magknight, if you do it on the left side, it automatically transfers to the right side. You can do the same thing with the altimeter. I just find it more realistic to set all the altimeters. I don't know. I'm gonna prefer to take the airplane at 1,000 foot from the ground, which will be very, very soon. So let me get comfortable. Sit back in my chair. Ugh. There's Midway over there. Hopefully I don't, hopefully this is not a bad landing. I don't think it will be. Chicago O'Hare traffic United at 954 heavy, 4-mile final for runway 28 right, Chicago O'Hare. So that's the last call in the air. The next call we'll make to Unicom. We'll be on the ground telling people what taxi, that we're clear of the runway and what taxiways we're using. We don't have to cross any runways, which is nice. So no holding or anything like that. So we'll be on the ground in the next couple seconds. 1,000 feet. I'm gonna take the airplane. I'm gonna keep the auto throttles on just to keep the speed up here. I just want to get the feel of the airplane, how it's flying, what I need to do. Keep looking at those magenta diamonds to see which way I need to go. Left or right. Again, this plane doesn't take a lot of... This airplane does not take a lot of force. You do not have to make a lot of movements to move this airplane around. It is kind of fidgety and touchy, unlike the Zebo or like an MD-80, 88 or something like that. I'm gonna take the auto throttles away and pick the throttles up myself. Just try not to, just try to kill some of the speed here a little bit. Continuing the approach.
Minimum 100. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Try to float a little bit. Hold the, oh, kind of bounce, but hold the nose. Brakes, auto reversers. It was an okay landing, not the best though.
80 knots.
Cross checked. We'll just kind of roll out a little bit as I pull the airport chart up. We didn't prepare for this runway, so bring the reversers back in. We didn't use the speed brakes. We'll exit here at November 2, taxi November to the ramp. November Yankee. Yeah, we'll do November Yankee. So taxi lights go off. Brakes go to off. Chicago O'Hare traffic United 954. Clear from like 28 right at November 2, taxiing November Yankee to the ramp. Last call, Chicago O'Hare. Okay, so we'll make a right turn November, a left turn Yankee, a right turn on, a left turn on to Victor, a right turn to Victor 5. But it's pretty much Yankee to the ramp. It's just straight into the ramp. Clean the airplane up a little bit, strobes go off, runway turnoffs go off, taxi lights go off. We'll put our flaps up. As you can see, I turned the brakes off. The flight directors can now go off because we're not going to be thinking about getting close to the air anytime soon. We're going to ignite our APUs so it's ready to go when we get to the gate. Wing lights, I'm going to turn that off. We don't really need them on the ground. The landing was not terrible, I guess, but it's not great either. I guess it's kind of slow at the end. And I have a thing with landing on the left side of the runway, which is kind of weird. Just gonna 25 knots to pick up a little bit of speed because we are late. This is where the flight attendant will be telling you, welcome to Chicago. It's 2:40 in the morning. Thank you for flying United. We look forward to seeing you in the friendly skies once again in the future. If Chicago's home, welcome home. If you're continuing your journey, hope you have a safe flight on your next. I hope you have a safe flight on your next flight. We're going to that terminal over there, but the gate's like closer to the end, so we're just gonna go to the Yankee, which it's like at the end here, and turn left and then left. We're going to Mike 21. It's like a Victor 5 entry to Terminal 5. You can turn some of this stuff. Oh, there we go. So there's Yankee. We're going to turn left Yankee. Turn left Yankee. We're going to turn left Victor, right Victor 5, which is right there. And the gate's going to be like the first gate on the left. So the gate's going to be... Alright, before entering the ramp area, I automatically turn the taxi light off. Not that one, but the next one. So I'm going to turn the taxi light off. I might just stop here, just look at the gate really quick. Turn the taxi light off. I'm going to turn our transponder off. I'm going to turn our radars off and stuff because we don't want to kill the ramp agents. And then we're going to proceed into the gates. So if you saw the first, I think it was the first video, or maybe the second video. Actually, it's not that line, it's this one. I'm just gonna do this. If you saw the first video, you saw I had a view on the tires. This is why, so I can do like this and see the positioning of the airplane, because I don't have a marshaller here, so. And we have the SAM jetways, which, right there. A little far, but that's okay. Brakes go on. First thing I'm going to do is connect the jetway. There's 3, wow. Let's see which one we're using. Little arrow will come up over the jetway. Let's see, oh, it's that one. Is it moving? It's not moving. Maybe it's, oh, okay, it's that one, okay, cool. Alright, sounds good. Okay, to shut the engines down, we're going to turn the APU gens on, turn the engine gens off. We're going to then cut the fuel. Left fuel pumps go off. Hydroelectrics go off. All that stuff goes off. Fasten seatbelt signs are off because we're now parked at the gate. Any ISO is going to go off. Our beacon's going to go off only because we're just doing this in reverse, right? So before we turned the beacon on, and then we did this stuff. The beacon is just to let the ramp crew know that the airplane is capable of engine start at any time. And when you have the fuel, the hydroelectrics on, things like that, engines can start at any time, so just be careful. But now we're going to do it in reverse. We're going to cut everything off, and then we're going to turn the beacon off. Once the jet bridge is connected, I'm going to turn the air off because we're going to assume the ramp crew connected the PC air, so we don't need the air anymore. They also connected the GPU, so we're going to turn the external power, forward external power. They don't have the aft, which is okay. the APU gin goes off, APU goes off, that right fuel pump can now go off. Your window heats go off, we don't need those anymore. IRSs are going to go off. Your in-flight entertainment is going to go off because right now your passengers are deplaning, so they're not going to watch that anymore. I usually turn the EFB off, the electronic flight bag. We're going to turn that off. Last things we're going to do is those last, the nav light, the logo light, things like that. And yeah, just shut the plane down because it is 2:40 in the morning. No one's taking this plane out. So we're going to turn the external power off. And anything that's on will say, like if I left this on, it'd say on and press. So I'll just look around to see if I left anything on, which doesn't look like it. So external power is off. We're going to turn the battery off. Everything's going to go dark. And that is going to be that. Welcome to Chicago. I didn't see the final time. Man, that's actually really over. Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, nice, not a bad flight from Munich. It's an okay arrival in Chicago. Got a lot more flights. After this flight, it's going to do a Chicago, Honolulu, and Honolulu, Houston on this 787-9. I use the same tail number, this 25982-982-9. So with that being said, thanks for watching these tutorials and reviews. Leave comments below the video, suggestions for me and my flying abilities, or questions about the plane. I'll leave Navigraph, SimBrief, Volanta. I'll leave the ATIS link in the description. The Magknight link, so you can pick the plane up yourself. I believe it's on sale right now, like 10% off or something like that. It's like 44 bucks. And the cabin announcements, I'll put that link in the description. Some people was asking about it, so I'll put that in the description as well. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff, and yeah, I'll see you in the comments. Bye bye.